Homage to the Buddha Shakyamuni. You ready? There's a little bit of open space here in the front.
Chenmo donde de Chenmo lo jumba yanda parendo ben sanger pada shakti demba de vare shekwa jite jemba givu de ke jamba sanje chonde be jawa shagya tuba na chanzen oche de jaze Kişi cevan racumba yandan böyle sange rekbadan şevzinde Devara şeba cilin cimba gebüdü Lana meba lana menange damba sange cümlende Ve yavaş yağdı bana şazel o cümlende deşin cevan Rajumba yanda zobe sange bala şakte devara şeba cide cemba cevu düve akalu cuba lana meba Cuba sange jonden deve yava şarika huba la Cudu cazu ce Ne soğuk kürtan se sajen de la gumba dümburne Ane cilinde na cüze zon deze ke Nada goma judu zuzan Dili gazu serge lumbunda Taba jedin zunan Künyi jala Tanda goma judu zuzan Temba dhamma chale, sendo chawa jela jala, jela seva sumaji, nyane kinyin jela jala tembo, kumbo tuje jendemba, tamje kimbe tombo, sona yende gyazo je, dejin jela chadu, tabe de jade varyo, gewe ngeson zirvajin, Cedu döndon cülgür var, silgür cülacam. Rome, rome, layandı, Allah'ım dağıldı. İnce damba yedinde, gündüz layandı. Devaçi amecacı, geva fınsın topurgür. Range sene yolunu, henüz tange dembayın. Karmara marmeda yuma silva çuburdan Melalodan tindabu düzü canan didada Sanandi damce sibayi Baba döne gengeradı Gada nada şive lapçure Sive solen rovan Rovare
Through the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you, who were wise then, I prostrate. with pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom motion like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the three worlds, winner of the vast Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like the spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. You are immaculate, three worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity which makes one free from attachment, the virtue which frees one from the lower rungs, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to that Dharma which pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all seeing, subdue the foe of thoughts, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by waves of aging, sickness, and death. Semba Jembo Baba Jene Wanju Shiragi Paru de Jembo Samu Chuba Nila number Tajin Kumbo Daloya Rajingi Dombar number Tao Dene Sange Ki Sedan Demba Shari Janju Semba Semba Jembo Baba Jene Wanju Tige Cheme So Rigi Bo Kanala Shiragi Paru de Jemba Samu Jeba Chuba Deba De Jita Labar Sha Dige Cheme Bodam Janju Semba Semba Jembo Baba Jene Wanju Ki Sedan Demba Shara Dande Busa Tige Cheme So Shari Bu Rigi Bu Rigi Bu Kanala Shiragi Paru de Jemba Samu Cheba Chuba Deba De Tita Nambara Tawa Shade Dedalaya Rajingi Tomba Namba Yanda Bar Jesu Dao Zukumbao Tombani Zuzu Zule Tombani Shemayan Tombani Zushemayan Tejendo Torvadan Dujedan Nambar Shebanam Tombao Sharibu Deta Chutamche Tombani De Sinime Ba Make Ba Magaba Tima Meba Tima Sheva Shiva Meba Kama Meba Denomena Tombani La Sume Torvame Dusheme Dushiname Nabesheba Mime Nawame Name Cheme Lume Ime Zume Rame Time Rome Rejame Chume Lomigi Kame Bone Ige Kame Ige Nabar Shebe Kange Badu Yame Do Mariba Seba Mebane Kashi Sebe Badu Yame Do Dejenu Doma Wadam Kunjum Wadam Lame Yeshime Toba Mema Doba Yame Do Sharibu Detawena Janju Semba Nam Toba Mebe Shiragi Baru Chimba Natin Semba Jiba Metin Taba Medo Chinje Lole Shindu Dene Chindu Nuzum Shube Sangi Danche Yashiragi Baru Chimba Lantene Lana Meba Yanda Zobe Mumbarizo Parsan Yezo Detawena Shiragi Baru Chimba Riba Jimba Lana Mebe Minyam Bada Yambe Dunga Tanjira Shivar Shivenga Mizumena Demba Shiva Shapi Shiragi Paru Shimbe Deva Teya Paragane Mala Sangane Buddhiso Share Go Simba Simba Jimbundina Shiragi Paru Simba Samala Lapar Chau Tinga Zinde Shimbe Janju Simba Simba Jimbu Baba Jere Wanchu Lale So Sheja Wajin Lezo Rigi
Dede Shindu, Dede Shindu, Jida Chugi, Temba Shindu, Sheragi, Haru, Chimba, Samola, Chebar Jadi, Ishin Shabonam Jajizu, Yiram, Jamdin, Gijika, Sene, Zetan, Demba, Shirin, Tatimbo, Jamju, Samba, Zamba, Jumbo, Haba, Jere, Wanshudan, Tamjidan, Tempe, Kor, Deda, Plana, Milan, Hama, Yendan, Jiza, Jibe, Jikne, Yiran, Jomden, Kumwala, Ngobaratu.
Thus I have heard, once the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajgriha on Vulture's Peak, together with a great assembly of monks and bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was totally absorbed in the concentration that examines all phenomena, while profound illumination. And at the same time, the noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, was engaged in the profound practice of the wisdom gone beyond, analyzing the five aggregates by nature empty. Then, through the inspiration of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra spoke to the noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, saying, how should those of good family learn who wish to follow the profound practice of the wisdom gone beyond? Thus he spoke, and the noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, replied to the Venerable Shariputra, saying, O Shariputra, whatever son or daughter of good family wishes to follow the profound practice of the wisdom gone beyond, should look at it like this, analyzing the five aggregates by nature empty. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is no other than form. Form is no other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, recognition, karmic formations, and consciousness are all empty. Therefore, Shariputra, all phenomena are empty without characteristics. They are unborn and unceasing. They are neither impure nor free from impurity. They neither decrease nor increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no recognition, no karmic formations, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. There are no spheres of the eyes up to no spheres of the mind. There are none of these all the way up to the sphere of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance, nor is there destruction of ignorance. There are none of these, all the way up to there is no old age and death, nor is there destruction of old age and death. Thus there is no suffering, no old age, no cessation of suffering, and no path. There is no wisdom, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, all bodhisattvas hold to the wisdom gone beyond, and because there is no obscurity of mind, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond falsity, they reach beyond the bounds of sorrow. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times, by relying on the wisdom gone beyond, fully and clearly awakens to unsurpassed, most perfect and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the wisdom gone beyond, the mantra of great insight, the unexpressed mantra, the mantra that claims all suffering should be known as the truth, for there is no deception. The mantra of the wisdom gone beyond is proclaimed. Oh, Shariputra, this is how a Bodhisattva Mahasattva should learn the profound wisdom gone beyond. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and praised the noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, saying, very good, O son of good family. It is exactly like that. The profound wisdom gone beyond should be practiced exactly as you have said, and then the Tathagata rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the noble Avalokiteshvara, that whole gathering and the world with its gods, men, anti-gods, and spirits, their hearts full of joy, praise the words of the Blessed One. So ends the noble discourse on the essence of the wisdom gone beyond. Now we resume our Sunday morning instruction in the way, or rather the treatise on the great stages of the path to enlightenment. The great treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment. The text is a Mahayana Dharma, a Mahayana text. And in order for it to be a Mahayana text, the attitude of the individual embracing it must be the pure intention of the Mahayana. And so that as we provide instruction in this Dharma and listen to this Dharma, it becomes the cause for the achievement of enlightenment.
안에 선제 탐제 산지지 고만 토르기 굴러 들어와쇼 삼바지 굴ung 들리지 심바세 일단 근데 인도도 맞다 맞은 이야기 추다 잠들 남기서 봐 일라양다 다 맞으면 거는 잡지 망보시에 차버려 딱 이나니 아니 다 람베기 고고 이제 다 신이 때문에 추여서 람베기 거든요 다 신이 때문에 추들어 투는 이제 다 투들어야 저도 무시 죽숨제 욕심이 유변하네 좋은으로 될라야 내가 지도 지로 고정되지 어떻게 저 무시 죽숨지 뒤다는다 여기 취도 나다 그렇지 시작이 어려서
As we listen to the Dharma, as we instruct in the Dharma, whichever it is we are doing, each of us, it's essential that our mental attitude be that of conjoining our activity with causes for the achievement of enlightenment for every last sentient being. And this is the intention and the attitude to bear in mind at this moment. Now, as we listen to the present Mahayana text, the great treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment, we find that the text itself begins at the outset with proper reliance, the topic of proper reliance upon the spiritual mentor. This section itself is organized following a formal meditation session and the session between formal meditation sessions, or the period between formal meditation sessions. Within the formal meditation session, it has its preparatory practices and then its actual meditation. We are concerned now with the preparatory rites or the practices that are preparatory in the formal session.
아니 디네 수박 개심 제벌진 안에 잡을 심제 차와제 다디 불에 차차낸다 무시가리 제보야 가르스는다 소사 소신 소 제벌진 사고 소신 세다 봤어 어예 제다다 먼저 단다 소신 세다 버게 되는 말에 시슈고요 레소노.
So then these 6 preparatory rites are first to prepare one's surroundings where one is engaged in formal meditation in such a way that they become clean and conducive to practice. The second is for the accumulation of autonomy and merit, procure offerings and make offerings. And the third is to find one's proper posture and to develop in one's mind the exceptional attitude of taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. These 3 sections, these 3 preparatory rites we have concluded, and we begin now or resume now the 4th, which is the actual technique for petitioning the merit field.
아니 난 내가부터는 계산을 지제를 왔어요. 근데 이제 신켜버렸잖아. 때네 아니 소사바디 아니 다 같이 매베 토네 아니 다 거기에서 또 받게야기 탐lam지레스. 제가 이 배들어 가서는 신상고유나 된도 망고 수행 망고 맞다 봐 있나야 수행 취주지기 제보 망고 첨부 때 두고요. 어디 나시 빼자네. 아니 나도 소신 세다 버텔라 때네 아니 딸랑이 줄라 또 요도 이야기 아니 다 제벌쟁이 신도 송구요 레송어서.
The advantage of petitioning the merit field is that through petitioning the merit field, one can engage in fewer hardships, fewer austerities, yet find the same bountiful result. It is likened to relying upon fertile ground for the planting of seeds, which the fertility of the ground, the mere fertility of the ground will ensure that the harvest is bountiful. Similarly, by relying upon the merit field, one quickly develops realization. It is the petitioning of the merit field that is the supreme method for the development of realization. And so it is likened, the merit field, to a fertile ground, and its harvest is realization.
Subject subject design laws and make something by some low mambo to you go Tonam Chunju and Yawas Sire top Chunju to Dilla. Tang to tap Nibach Carriores Nanis, Shingi Tula and Shing Sambola Tene, and Sula Tobacea, Sonam Sai, you cop. It is soon your said that this Chenmo in the Yuzichene and they share lost your resolution.
As I mentioned, the merit field, the petitioning of the merit field is set aside as its own topic, for the reason that in the present degenerate age, insofar as for sentient beings, it is an age in which there is tremendous amount of discursive thought and misleading conceptual activity, the sorts of activities that reduce one's autonomy and one's opportunity. In the face of this degenerate situation, we rely upon the merit field to redevelop our opportunity and merit. And so the merit field is set apart as its own topic.
Oh, to say that Sing Chabarchi singing that the country Sing Chabarchi singing the Ming the Tasar Kata Lama Losa Fuanto Chans La de Mo Rangi Lama the Imba, number de la and that Losan Tuang number 10 by Imba, and the Nam Java Tochi Chang. And the Inge Ustulani, who is Samba Sumzi Jesheti Katan Shutar. The
merit field is described as extraordinary because it involves the individual of the Lama Losang Tubon Dorji Chan, the Guru, Losang Shakyamuni Vajradhara, who is composed of the triple sattva, as I described to you.
Oh, yes, that is okay. That under more language, the Lama Yimba. And the Lama tea, and Tamzik Sembe Sundela, Nang Nambala, Chi Nambala, Lana, Losan, Jeremy, number 10, and Nang number 2 down around 2 number 10, Tong number, and the Tugala, Dojesemba. Dojesembe Tugala, we start and the Samba soon did. Any that other Ming Minda was Mango Yuba in a young, and then Michil Ming Tawa Davo. Oh, I should chick Hibala, and Tungula Tade Yuba, the list of the town response.
In short, the essence of this individual is one's kind guru, the essence of one's own kind guru. The commitment being, the commitment sattva is in its external aspect, Chetsongkapa. In its internal aspect, the Buddha Shakyamuni. Within this is the Vajradhara, wisdom being, within whom is the Samadhi being, the syllable hum. And so these are various aspects of a common essence, various persons of a single individual.
오야 다 계속 삼로당도 미과 집도 잠바다 또 미과 체 보고요. 제가 미과 집도 잠바 아니 박영아도 다 집박에 잘라 나는 찍찍이는 찍는데 잘라 체나 총아 총을 누가 레로 삼다나 테스트기가 말이 미과 소치만 뒤두고 말했어. 제가 뒤는 박에 간다를 수수기 남바 샤줄을 맨라고 연나양 미수 찍랑 임바 간다를 미치기 민구도 미시갈로 로로 차르고 이어봐. 간다베 추미라 시추직나 루샤나 강아지 제로로 어딜레로 섬 당투고 거래서.
As this is a visualization, the main activity is just that, the picturing and visualization of it. And so how one goes about this is critical. To imagine these persons as persons nested like material objects, one inside the next, like Russian dolls, is inappropriate, because with this method, one cannot bring together in indissoluble unity them. And so one must recognize that these are various appearances of the same mode. So the appearances are various, but they are the appearances of various droplets of water when together they are water.
도시 대대시 검토가 이나 아니 아주 신의 미과 장도 인바 이나자 아니 저만하게 기름 군도 인바 이나야 다 간제 미과 지난 강가 지과 더더 자냐 요레스 아니 디나네야 단다 미과 장다디 아니 랑이 냠네 지리 미과 지는 제바이나 아니 네 침보시라요 루비 방고 요레스.
If one meditates following these guidelines, then as one achieves shamatha, or as one achieves or progresses through generation and completion stages, one will find that the meditation has everything in common, one with the other, each with the other. And so to practice in this way is of critical importance, and there are numerous accounts that illustrate just how important it is.
가능 semba sumzi cheng tishi chidan kathing shu tsarda kanda kona ma karshe to chino res. Ta indu zama ta ngarazo ta ani ta semba sumzi chindu kebeki ta kiki sogi shingi togo di ani ta ngoto iti zama ta korang shudan da wata ani chi kedan da wata khande ime di. Ani rangi lugi chashe ta kedan da wata khande ime kwa lo ta dini ma ani chigdi kesa chigdi tama choy dine ta jorjo na ani 대시에가 유semba 대노이만 하나님 고도지 너무는 그렇고 동화를 가르쳐서 남방 문제 zembe가 제일 생이 동가초 차이 취재 양반님께 뒤지가 농성 뜻까지 되지 간도사 저거는 문제는 제일 양반님 저거 부가집다 도지 상황 시정 도지스군의 인주먼지 비기도는 남아는 지지대 가져다 있는 선배께 대해서 또 자준량과 그 도지 지금 수보는 부모님들 대신가 소다 되지 말고 도지 지금 수지 부모님들 대신가 소 어떤 책들이만 부모님들 대신 도지 지금 수지시고 부모님들 대신가 감시 유시 제제자주 친화자주 선방원 바부 차종 예지 지도 양라초 옹보이 세추 뉴지상와 지den바나 샤비 댄스 다 어디 네다 중국이 조 당안이 또 나로 다 계제도 대시 제가 열에서
So with that, we've quickly reviewed what I presented before about the triple sattva. So that's completed for now. We move on to an introduction, continuing introduction to the merit field itself, how one generates it, and how one arranges it. Now in the body mandala, the details of the arrangement are described in these verses, which we are reading through together. In the wide celestial pathway of inseparable bliss and emptiness, and surrounded by a Samantabhadra offering, is a wishing tree, luxuriantly covered with leaves, flowers, and fruit. At its top is a jewel-studded throne raised up by majestic lions, on which rest cushions of a lotus, sun, and moon. Seated there is my root guru, who possesses the three kindnesses and is the essence of all Buddhas. He appears As a bhikshu dressed in reddish yellow with one face and two arms and is smiling radiantly, his right hand is the Dharma teaching gesture and his left is in the meditation gesture holding an alms bowl filled with nectar. He wears the 3 saffron-colored robes of a monk and his head is adorned with a golden pundit's hat. In his heart are Munindra and the blue Vajradhara with one face and 2 arms. Vajradhara, holding a Vajra and bell, enjoys the experience of innate bliss and voidness as he embraces Vajradat Vishvari. He is adorned with many jeweled ornaments and attired in garments of divine cloth. The root guru, endowed with the major and minor marks and emanating 1,000 light rays, is encircled in a halo of the 5 rainbow colors. He sits in the adamantine position with his pure aggregates possessing the nature of the 5 sugatas. So here, importantly, he sits in the adamantine position with his pure aggregates possessing the nature of the 5 sugatas. Isn't that right? And then his 4 elements are the 4 consorts, and his bases, channels, ligaments, and joints are true bodhisattvas.
다 디레 다 디르자바다 다다 가르쳤는다 라마디기다 슈디간라야 요니디 밍디 그 차다 라마디기 투기다 라메기 수군디 가서 배도 차나다 빨리 강바 소한도 차도 라메 공부디 다 디나라 아니 다 상게다 자주선바데 소신다 강가디나 거로 와서다 디고단디 아니 다 단다마디 대시 슈기 어렸을 때다 디디 공부남다 대신가 좀 당하나서 공부나디 아니 자와지나 유미시 도스마다 산지 구수나래 마바하지는다 산게다 자주선바데 도 바하지는 수군나로 축사데 거로 어디 거야 지도라 아니 지기리 연구해서
Thus, with these verses, we see the mandala of the body and the principles within that mandala and the characteristics of those principal individuals. And so it is that the body mandala is as it were like a gathering hall, and gathered there are the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas and the rest of the merit field. It's a congregation, and we are now concerned with its organization or its arrangement. Especially important are these 5 sugatas, which are correlates of the pure aggregates.
아직 다다 공원송하나도 초각이 돼야 저쪽이 초각이 아니 저 상황들밖에 지지 디실라샤네 아니 다 류류 타고지 시기 요레스 그래서 뒤도 잡았다 뒤도 한번 담보가 가르쳐서나 랑이 류들라 말아도 류들라 공봉아 요레 공봉아들 제망하고 뭐주니 단제 링하고 뭐주고 와서 뒤도 담보들 가르쳐나 수지 풍부디 안당하나도 마다도 수지 풍부로 수지 풍부디 젬마 넘버 탄 아 뭐주디 아니 산제 넘버 난세기 뭐 오야 다티 제라 아니 산제 이러다 뒤시 풍부 뒤시베 풍부디 뭐주네 아니 산제 바메와 오야 다티나는 넘버 10에 풍부디 뭐주네 산제 미주바 야, 다들 마찬가지네. 소외 공부대 넘버 요네 제만 뭐다 보고 산지 뭐지도 순지 존에 산지를 지금 뭐지. 다들 마도네. 다들 네 마도 처음 다 뒤지 공부라. 뒤지 공부대 넘버 단 산지 뭐지도 제만 아니 가르쳐서 산지 되는 줄 봐서 야, 공부가 넘버 단 산지 나기 뭐래야. 제만 산지 오래 손.
In the generation of the body mandala, as it is described here in the ritual of the 6 preliminary rites, within the body mandala are the 5 lords of the family, otherwise known as the 5 sugatas, that are the purified correlates of the impure or contaminated skandhas or aggregates. The skandha of discrimination, rather the skandha of form, which presently for us is contaminated, after its thorough purification, becomes the essence of Vairocana, the Sugata Vairocana. Later then, the skanda of discrimination, purified, becomes the essence of Amitabha. The skanda of consciousness, purified, becomes the essence of Akshobhya Buddha. The skanda of feeling, purified, becomes the essence of Ratna Sambhava. Oh shoot. Yeah, shoot. Let's go. What's that? Oh, no, Amoga Siddhi, yes. Amoga Siddhi is the last year and is the purified essence of what's that? No, of Duche. Of habitual tendencies. That's a jigsaw.
Sanje ringa lulu su kuri to baba omo maru bachi ma ko ina chu tingo transam ne jene yi ko chu baru dilas ani ne dilas ani sanje number namse ko sanje number namse de chu lo ko adine temba na I transam ko partila ani sanje niba dushi ji ko number yuba ani sanje diro ba me se ne ko sa de temba ne transam ko partila 뭐 다디네 인간은 제배 벌들라다 되고 산지 미주가 두가세로다 인가세로 두가네 이제 뭐 벌게 되들 산지 미주 받고 있어 다디네 대원네 인게 벌게 되라 산지 지주네 그래서 상내네 대화 벌게 되더라 상이 되도 봐 어디다 루고색 상담을
As these are arranged from the head downward through the chakras, first at the crown, one places Vairochana. At the throat, the second Sugata Amitabha, the essence of discrimination. At the heart, Akshobhya. At the navel, Ratna Sambhava. And at the secret place, Amoga Siddhi, who is the essence of the compositional factors.
Oh yeah, that is my banji kudu sambani chigi matu maporu tombo yeses banji ma that chiu tazam chipadu you come there sanje namana de ne temba padula sanje ba me bo dugang tozik yoba le ya chiu matu paru tongje yoba the list from ta to na ya bo reson.
Now as they're placed within the body mandala, they ought to be placed such that they are not touching, that there is space between them, and for that reason Vairochana is described as between the crown and the hairline, and the rest two are not stacked as stories, one meeting the next, but rather between each there remains space.
Lamegi suji pumbu nabatabe tajadi sanje namna I karsana jama maradu susu jama sanje tudu subung nabatabe tajadi ani sanje namna ngo jedu bure dinaji chiji pumbu nabatabe konga jiro china didu ko mo rangi sanje runga jidu pumbu nabatabe tajadi sanje nga jedu buiba indu ani tanda tusi bahansi mipa tanda komsadi mipa de suji tu Lame Pumbola to the Roa, 안 곰데 라메 풍부 남바답에 다바데 아니 남만나데 어야 티네 수고제다 들어가서 뒤시 남바답에 다바데 단지 밤에 아니 뒤시지 넘버십은 남바답에 다자데 라메 수도 라메게 넘버십은 남바답에 다자데 단지 아니 미규바 아니 저 부분 남바답에 다자데 단지 이게 좀 어디데 제가 다들 믹서디 라메 풍불라 믹 아니 믹네 디 답을 다바데 산지 되게 인삼 참바데 지고로 와 어디서
This visualization involves the recognition that the person of the guru in which the visualization occurs manifests these facets of the purification of the aggregates. The generation or visualization of each of these sugatas within the person of the guru is the visualization of the facets of the purification that has occurred in the person of the guru. And so Vairochana, placed where Vairochana is at the crown, is the facet of purification of the skanda of form, while each of the rest is the visualization of the spiritual mentor's purification of each of the rest of the 5 skandhas.
뭐요? 다디오 컴 봄부터 봄봉아 도저다 컴시디어 라메 수분을 사추 메룽 룽시어로 컴시 오야다 컴시디 아니 윰시다 자오로서 윰시디 제마체 마마키세 아니 거가모체 드라마 어디 윰시제 디디선 다디디 선자마다 라메기 랑기 라메기 say come number tabe tajadi ani yum chemache chu come number tabe tajadi yum mama kise me come number tabe tajadi ani yum go kamache lung come number tabe tajadi ani tajadi yum drama otichi ore sonos.
Thus, these 5 sugatas are the purified skandhas, and furthermore, present in the body mandala are the 4 consorts, which are the purified elements of earth, water, fire, and wind. These 4 consorts are Lochana as purification of the element earth, Mamaki as a purification of the element water, Pandaravasini as a purification of the element of fire, and Tara as a purification of the element of wind.
So, that yumshidi, southern kudu zamba kakugi besnata yumshidi. Benata de Tamu de Chema de Yum Chema de and Rinji June the cartridge, Rinji June the car is not Teola Yuva, Tevene Sando, and Rinji Sanjay Soa number tablet, Sanji the Rinji June, Tidan, Shen George, cartridge, that she twitched in Yuva, or the sometimes. That in a chew come the Mama gets a Mama get it, and he calls it Tugala. Tugala, Vijuba, the Shen George in the Yoris. 아니 그 가면이 들어다 temple 산지 요밤에다 제조실이 요바세 근데 드라마지 지울 산지 담바 나서도 제조실이 요바 어딘데 상담을 해서
Where are the 4 consorts? They are first Lochana as Ratna Sambhava's consort. Where is Ratna Sambhava? Ratna Sambhava is at the navel. Ratna Sambhava is the purified aspect of the aggregate of feeling. Lochana is in union with, that is facing Ratna Sambhava. The purification of the element water in Mamaki is present facing and in union with Akshovya, who is at the heart. Pandaravasini is found at the throat in union with Amitabha. And Tara is found at the crown in union with Vairochana.
Oh, yeah, that didn't come. These Kamshi, the Joshua Kamshi. That JJ Traju, Tina Sanju Samba Moyo Sigi, JJ Traju, JJ, the JJ True, that JJ True. So you see, there was Sugi, JJ, TJ, JJ, Chick, JJ True. Oh, JJ True, JJ True, that JJ True the Gala. Dear, that JJ True the Gala, and JJ Tina Sanju Samba Moyo. That's the Yubanina. We 차지 자다 유반이 되라 자다 유반이 찍도는 찍체 아니 düğün 차선 düğün 가나 아니 지금 자주 선방어서 오야라도 오목이 나라 강보다라 왜 찍게요 찍게들이야 아니 찍체는 다 딜래야 자주 선방게도 처음 저걸 해서 그렇지
이제 자단 기분된 저 안에 찍기 전에
찍선에 잠깐 찍지 잠깐 찍지 아니 지금 남서도 잠바 그것도 뭐 라베게 지 이제 강배 지기 계열로 될 찍도 지는 될 네 계열이 어디서 해서
His four elements are the four consorts in his bases, channels, ligaments, and joints are true bodhisattvas. These bases are six, as they are forms, sounds, scents, flavors, and textures, and the base of mental phenomena. These are six. Added to them, when channels and ligaments are counted as one, we have seven. We have in our body these channels and ligaments. Together they are an additional one, coming to seven. And the joints, which we roughly count as being eight, two joints in the arms, two joints in each arm, in each leg, coming to eight. When those are counted as one, we have the eight for the eight bodhisattvas.
Oh, that 치기 계제 주던 자의 규바체 아니 지금남디 다디 양랄 마고주 담바 다 전주선바제 정말 전주선바제디 마찬가지 생각 맞추어지 전주선바제디 방보다 사이닝부터 사이닝부제 얘는 차나도제제 얘는 난게닝부제 이거 난게닝부제 얘는 지대원주제 얘는 그래 얘는 잠배제 얘는 집안남세제 얘네 잠바지 나와 잠바지 얘네 가디 올 갈라 알 구사 군도사 뭐 자주서 제대 어디에 송을 삼봉을 주시 샤스
Now first I'll number and name the bodhisattvas. 8 that they are: Akasha Garbha, Vajrapani, Shiti Garbha, Avalokiteshvara, Sarva Nirvana Viskambin, Maitreya, Samantabhadra.
Oh, yes, I'm using my jet. That in it, I'm using my jet. That having on the jet to that sinner, and you somebody the Pajargo as Jarduzamba. That when they jargon besana. I get you to go on somebody. Sugi Kisha, Sugi Kisha. Sugi Kisha, and any call Jargos, not saying bull. Saying bull Jawa, saying bull. Oh, yeah, that's the saying bull. That is much again the saying bull. The Sugi JD, that call saying bull. Just the saying bull, the coach is the beginning. Rang Bing la rel say in Bore. Good, saying what a good, all the side to the good teacher that that's saying you put the call was the present that the saying you put the car. Two dojimati call yours that jewel go, jewel. Netting of the Subu Nanas and a jewel good. Any Dojimala, Cude, Sudojima, Delta, is it? To say that I much was in that. Sudojimadi, the Sudojima Nabatabe, all the saying was it, Sudojima Nabatabe, all the saying was it. All the saying would be any to meaning, this meaning a record. Any meaning a record to somebody things meaning Chidilata, to the Yamdolata, number tablet, Lamegi, Sugi, Lamegi, Su number tabegi, that tabedi, any Diloco, Sudo Jamal, Sudo Jamal, Kudabach, Sudo Jamal, Gamo, Sukato, Gamo, or the little Kudabach go, that's much.
And just say nimbo and yumdi and Kudero, and Kudero and migrated and chick and chicken.
Somebody it was Sugi Kitty, number tablet, Lameg, Sugi number tablet, any some say in Bolokura.
No,
The saying would you said it meaning the good.
no.
Any meaning relay questions that they do one, Gigi the do one, any Gigi the topic in somebody do one. That the any that Sugojima Kamota. Quite $1 Sugojima. That treat of research, or there is some down.
No. The 8 bodhisattvas, counted as they are by the 6 sense bases, with the addition of the channels and the ligaments as 7th, and 8th the joints. These 8 bodhisattvas are then arranged in the body mandala in this way. The form base of the 6 bases, the form base in its purified aspect is Kshitigarbha. A bodhisattva Kshitigarbha is placed 1 at each eye. The Kshitigarbha is the purified form base of the guru themselves, visualized and placed at the eyes. They are in union, Kshitigarbha is in union with Rupa Vajras, who are white, as their consort. And they are the Rupa Vajras who are white, are the nature of the forms conjoined with the mind stream. And they are consorts in union with Kshitigarbha, 1 at each eye.
Oh, yeah, that's an idea. You were the Tatujima number tablet, Tapati, Tana Dojise. Tana Dojibadi, Ani, I'm doing set up. Tatujima, and then Tatujima, Samore, Cutia, some down.
Vajrapani or Vajrapani is placed at the ear, 2 Vajrapanis, 1 at each ear, in union with Shabda Vajras, 1 at each ear, in union with the Vajrapanis.
Oh, yeah, that's in the order Tidojima, Nala, Tidojima, Nabata, Tabusama, Nagani, but Namiri. Oh, Namigi, then Namigi, 나부니 예 오니요 되네야 볼리서 오지 못해 말서 디나는 남이 찍만 세다고 말했어 남보는 부직 세다 어디 아니 거기다 당연히부터 뒤에 라면 나기 치도지만 나봐 타베기 아니 로도지만 큐 로도지만 마음을 큐 대버지 엠밍 버치 그래서
The Akashagarbha Bodhisattva is placed at the nose, though the nose has two nostrils. Olfaction occurs at one place, and so there is one Akashagarbha in union with the Gandhavajra, or red Gandhavajra at the nose. The red Gandhavajra being the purified essence of sense conjoined with the mind stream.
하기네 로도지만 젤레가 보면 제대한 두스에 다와나 시대 고 다와 쳐봐서 다와가서 쳐봐지니 다와나도 고 뒤끼리 되나나 아니 로나바 타바디 지대원주 봐 아니 가도 마음이지 아니 저기 로도지만 장구 라메게 나게 로나바 타바디 아니 로도지만 장구질을 큐티 봤으니 미바치 그래서
Alors, 양엽식 수르식 그러면 지시요.
시바데로 로도지만 미바 로이 케치 로이 케치디 가고데 현재대 데려다 지려 어디대원 주
지금 어디서나 지르실럼.
지려 어디에 전시 봐요.
근데 고르고르 와. 네.
제대 나가기 나 고마다 나가 빛 나와 쳐봤을 거 나가 쳐가
너.
어디지 비키디나라니 다 로도지마 로도 장구치 제대 내어주고 취대 봤어 누가 저거
Placed at the tongue is Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara is placed there at the tongue, and gustation as faculty occurs at a half moon shaped place on the tongue, and there is Avalokiteshvara in union with Kantor Rasa Vajra, who is the purified aspect of gustation, where flavor is conjoined with the mind stream.
Oh yeah, that in the order. There are two ro regja di chanju samba chibanam serisha ba.
Now,
San chibanam seje. Chibanam seje. Di ani yesa di kare sangne sanne chibanam seje ba. Chibanam se alle timol ko da timol piko kalmo se di ko da. Sutra ti ro regja di sanne ko yujerwa chanju samba tibanam seje ani di lamege nage ro regja namba tabe taja ani regja doje mala kyude ba kumaga 계제 나기 나는 계제 두고 나네 렉처처럼 장주 선바디 집안 남세제 아니 대다 냠도기 윤 두고 나네 아니 렉처도 좀 맞대 어디죠.
Next follows texture, and the purified base of texture is the Bodhisattva Sarva Nirvana Viskamban, who is found at the secret place, and there is in union with the consort Sparsha Vajra, who is the purified aspect of texture conjoined with the mind stream.
다디네 최대 들다네 소자 티로르게 다 최기 기지여로 최기 기지들라 최기 기지제 다 저게 기지 투나는 최기 기지제 장주선바 투되면 다 장주선바 잠배제로 잠배 장주선바 잠배제 다 라메기 나기 최 넘버 탑에 가제디 아니 다음에 주의 도지마로 주도 봤어. 어디지 손안 뺀데 투대사. 계시도.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, if nothing has been at all confused here in the ordered presentation of these bodhisattvas, then follows the bodhisattva who is the purified aspect of the mental phenomena base, who is Manjushri in union with the consort Dharma Dhatu Vajra, who is the purified aspect of phenomena conjoined with the mind stream.
Oh, yeah, that is Jeje Truje. That in a Zada Jubani Lamege, that to be that the Jubani Nabataba Tabati, Chambache, Hello Yumebache, Chambakabu. Zada Jubani Chixe.
That the Java Yamarga. Margan Kanga, the Chuk Karisani, Chuk Kichi, and the Dakchadi, Dakichadi, and the Java Yam. Then
Piggy, that Chuk. 추기 지나바다베 타바디 장주 삼바디 잠배체로와 아니 디 юм디 추이도 좀 말 추이도 봤어 봐 다디네 이와들 다 두바들다 두바디 자도 주바니를 찍도 전에 자도 주바나바다베 타바디 잠바체 콜로 유무고체
러서
어디지 잠바체 유무고체
알레라
다디네 식게라 식게 나바다베 타바디 장주서 먹고도 다 먹고 다 주의 도지디 간데데 인걸고 주의 도지디 인걸고 샀네
주인들이 주인들이 양약식이라 사람이라 주인들이 아니 정말 양기 아니 용량 아니 주인들이 송송
제가 우리 주인들 일레마다 찍더라도 좀 말은 다 말다 수국들라 수도지 말해서 다들 다도지 말해서 치들라 치도지 말해서 로들라 로도지 말해서 최들라 아니 이르가 최들라 주의도지 마스다
주인도지 마스 아니
한 두상소 이제들라 이제도지 마요로 어제만 투체 아니 계제 투체 아니 자주 선바 투다도 맞추어지
this is on
다디네 자도 주반이나 잠바체
라 유메바
유메바체 아니 식나마지 다바다제 따라 자주 선바 꾸도 상고체 일레 유메바체
유메바 that's on this the seventh bodhisattva, who is the purified aspect of the channels and the ligaments, those two counted as one, is impurified aspect Maitreya. Maitreya has no consort. The eighth bodhisattva is Samantabhadra, purified aspect of the 8 joints when counted as one. Samantabhadra has no consort either.
Oh, yeah, that's somebody says, you know, that the 감시 유지 제제도 지난 전주 선방원스 어디다 봐도 간다디 거기 용기 차내 나다 간다 계지 주 아버 이게 풍부가체 얘네 감시체 얘네 계지 주제 얘네 자다 규바체 라면나 나바타베 가제 되게 아니 르지 공부 어떻게 되게 되는 공부를 해서
Uh, with that, then we have the 8 bodhisattvas who are the purified aspect of the 6 phenomenal bases and the purified aspect of the channels and the ligaments and the joints. That follows from the verses that go in this way. He sits in the adamantine position with his pure aggregates possessing the nature of the 5 sugatas. The 5 sugatas as the purified aggregates. His 4 elements are the 4 consorts, and his bases, channels, ligaments, and joints are true bodhisattvas. So we have explained the arrangement of the body mandala and the principal figures according to these verses now.
일단 간제 망제 네 예염 시조치는 고미 왔다 간다 대개 강도 단다 홍보가 되다 감시디 예염 정식 잘 송아 다 단다데 장주 선바 제되다 아니 장주 선바 제 되게 다보 프로그되다 아니 제레자 단다지 감투 예레자 도제 마투 예염 chen 어도 기술 yap다 예염 chen 아니 누가 세트도 아니 디 단다 디날 빠져 아주 람리 디날 세부 요말 그때 세부 거나야 만도 나 기름나 둘랭 거랬어 디날 세우면 제가 얘를 안 요거네 기름질로 아니 가도 줄때 잘나를 때 진단 내는 단디나 세우시다 민도 근데 제가 좋아해서
Generally, these principles are visualized in union with consort as the 5 aggregates in their purified aspect are in concert with the purified aspect of the 5 elements as the consort. In the same way, the 8 bodhisattvas, which are the purified aspect of the 6 phenomena bases, are visualized in union with consort, and so too the 7th and 8th bodhisattvas, but not so too the 7th and 8th bodhisattvas. Now, the details of this arrangement and visualization isn't explicit in the treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment. We draw this information from generation stage practices. In the future, too, when we return to the same topic, we will return necessarily to the generation stage. So allow me to return to this later, drawing on the generation stage when the time comes.
yeah, that's ne lame babu buga. That lame lula yibe babu buga tamje that. Karza babu buga de, ani karza babu buga that zao parana tisdo. Dejanga bamji yizi tsan samang babu tajo nirichi dong yala to obo yisido. That babu sanje kita sugi kula yibe babu buga de ga. Ani babu buga 라좀 있으면 맞다 다좀 받이 다 팀에게 다좀 벌 자기 말해서 그거 친구 다좀 봐 산재 파벌 잡아서 산재 파벌 제단다 대야 바부 산재기 바부 보가 레레라야 아니 산재기 신금 레레레레 세다 그랬어 산재기 신금 레레레 세다 비세 바부 보가 레라 산재기 신금 레레 세다 아니 대야 신금 뒤도 나라야 아니 배 산재 배 망고 저 korda chiba pe mambu yuwa de set up and deda ge ya ani semje ge tön che ba da ani jala le da kan da sanje ge zeba ba na ngo zeba chungi yoro zeba chungi na je sanje kashi che song de wa da kashi ge semje ge tön che de ba kashi ge pe du ba da de ge zeba de yuwa de mi ba che wo re song
His 4 elements are the 4 consorts, and his bases, channels, ligaments, and joints are true bodhisattvas. His body pores are 21,000 arhats, his limbs, the wrathful lords. when we describe his body pores as 21,000 arhats, these are the body pores of the Buddha, and the arhats are not the arhats of the foundation school of Buddhism, not of the Hinayana, not arhats of the Hinayana tradition, but Mahayana arhats, Arya Buddhas themselves. Each Arya Buddha at the 21,000 pores of the Buddha is surrounded by and is in its very own Buddha field, surrounded by millions of Buddhas in their retinue. And each of these is engaged in enlightening activities. We describe 12 various kinds of enlightening activities carried on by Buddhas. They're the enlightening activities of speech, enlightening speech, the enlightening activity of actual undertakings for the well-being of sentient beings, the enlightening activities of pacification, the enlightening activities of collecting a retinue. All of these sorts of activities are engaged in by these Buddhas at the 21,000 pores.
Oya kanda ta bage sanje zeba tayeba. Kanda chik tigazi sem tigazi te tomo to ba te migba chebe. Te tingi zi jaya ga tanda la migba te chi ko yores. Pena tanda di korang peje na cha cherisi gyu dan la ani cherisi gyu gi na la kharos na babu guru 무슨 째레레라야 아니 산지기 신감을 레체 디나나 산지 디시쇼를 디나나 배 산지기 제바 디세고를 디나나 배 심제 디디죠 산지기 배 디디스 꼭 한다 바나가도 롱바치 나로 오 다디나나 찍시 람 산지 슈어 코 제바 제도 제바 라부로 디나시 산지기 바부 부가 레레팅도야 배나 다다 배드 가서 제레스기 신감을 자로 바부 부가 제레스 신감 나라니 산지기 제네스기 최 송샘지기 된세바를 뺐다 남들 망고시야 요로 디나시 아니 바부 보가 레레기 된도야 산제 뜻이 싱가브레 레바세다 아니 싱가브레 레나라베 산제기 베 자와 타이바 제바 어디리 미바 치고 삼당을 해서
in this way, the visualization is boundless, involves innumerable participants, and cannot well be comprehended by the mind. And this is the very purpose of the extensive visualization, to extend the bounds of the mind engaged in samadhi. So this is an indispensable practice. And it's drawn from, in one instance, the Tantra of Avalokiteshvara, in which each of the pores of Avalokiteshvara are described through the activities of the Buddha found in each pore, and the activities of these Buddhas too are innumerable. Some are engaged in the enlightening activity of speech, others carrying out the well-being of sentient beings in another manner. Just as we would say, oh, in this country, there is a Buddha to be found, and their activities, enlightening activities, are such and such, and this and that. In the same way, in the body of Avalokiteshvara, in each of the pores, is a Buddha engaged in enlightening activities that are innumerable, and there are, drawn from that Tantra, many different accounts of the exploits of each of these Buddhas.
오야 딱 간다 장감에 니치치공스라도 니치치공스도 뭐다 장가데 인지미치 니치치도 딱 봐도 되게 장감 제거야 되게 지도 쉐바 말스 니치치공스도 지금 망보 거미야 지도 쉐기요 제가 들레 망아야 이거 지초거를 들레 용아야 이거 지초거를 디케요 마스터 니치치공스도 뭐 지나 망색이 찬 아니 산지 바보 보고 니치치공 유가 될 relevant 대신 백 차네 아니 이 장가도 이렇게 좀 도스라고 해서
These body pores are 21,000 arhats. The number 21,000 isn't necessarily exact, it's a number that conveys the innumerable, really. And so one hasn't got to count out 21,000. One could imagine more. One could imagine fewer of these. However, this is a number to convey what is innumerable, and nothing more, but the innumerableness of this is important.
Oh yes, that the other Sanjay Babu Boga that you want to Pedro and Babu Boga, you did you don't the Matai. Lugi, Mijik, Lugi, Babuki, Tangato, Sel, the Sha, and Dilla Seja Babu, you did you don't have Pedros in the Sumar Sedanta. The dip Nidich don't Yoba in a Nidich don't Layani, Babu Boga, Reg Telayani, Sanjay Shingam, Rese. And it didn't know Sanjay Petram about the Shuba of such, or the dict on some Tandan from his Sumshaba.
For example, here, 21,000 arhats. If we went to count all the pores in a person's body and found the exact number of pores, then we'd say, okay, there are so many pores. The point being, however, that in each pore there is a Buddha, and each Buddha has a retinue innumerable. And so this is a convenient placeholder number, but in it are found all the innumerable Buddhas in their activities.
Oh yeah, that in a margin, there is some covered the Yerizu Yalato. Search you notice how much they ban a shabby dance, that will search you notice how much they ban a shabby dance. And Tingo Talma, the 100 dish or that alle Tiparu dish and that they were such a number that Tiparu de la Yanla. It is on KJ to come to Mijuba to get this. That Tuga that Yala, Bug Yala, that come what the Lavada Yala, there's a Tochu the Yala to the Reddit and Goya chicks, or did it be what's hatching yours, or this is one. Tochu means consider.
And incorporate in a surgery.
Tochu the any other types of those from the
That's sunshine and give it to
the only Tochu the any Yala to the part of the Yami watching for Matalici or
His body pores are 21,000 arhats, his limbs the wrathful lords, and the light rays emanating from his body are guardian spirits such as yakshas and guyakas. So at the border of the mandala, there are found these guardian spirits in the rest. But before we describe those, just as it says here, his limbs are the wrathful lords. And counting the limbs of the body, we count 10, and each of the 10 limbs has its wrathful lord.
Oh, yes, that in it. That was the Saman would get your Bulla Saman who push out with them, but that among Shoko at the Carson, Tugal chorus, Tugal among Shoko. Shembazel, I need some things modern, but Tugal that are not good here. Tugal Hamo, not conduct course, not Atamu Mijuba get out of the Tugal and your Mijuba Chile Swan. Any aunt, your Shaggy Tubaji said of your the December to Tugal. Tomaji Kiorwa. And it to go on Doji Chang Kior, Sedan Doji Chang at the Shisember to Doji Chang Kiorwa. Oh, yeah, that in a Mijuba, Mijubegi, Shejur Yung Sutula, Mamagi there. Any ticket taking out the Cardera, Mijubagi, Chanju Samangana and Cardias, Chambatiki, they were to go. What's that hang get or hang I get to do? Any countries make what she was not. And it's told the Biju, but just Chimbuch summer dance. Yeah, so yeah, Chimbuch summer dance. He took a like 3 shaggy to Java shaggy to budgets. You know, the key, the money, some detail, and it's shaggy to buy some prime bus. I had to buy some time. And he took a Java to summer dance. 아니 미주바 되게 셰줄 가도 갑도 주들라 아니 용 마마겠지 아니 자베디 야블 삼다는 거 시켜봐 어디든 상하 그거를 상하고 그래서
There are many principles in this body mandala, lots of principal deities involved. And they are spread out across the body, but they are concentrated in the heart. There are 5 present at the heart chakra, whereas elsewhere in the body you find 1 or 2. In the heart center, you find there is the Sugata Akshobhya. Akshobhya is in union with consort Mamaki. Between the two, at their heart, is the Buddha Shakyamuni. The Buddha Shakyamuni is the commitment being. In the heart of the Buddha Shakyamuni is wisdom being Vajradhara. And behind these, at the heart center, is Maitreya. Here you have these 5 at the heart center.
야, 셴바들었다 내 망보여 봐 용지 약지지 용지데 아니 자주 선바지 숨숨하는 데도 없고 되고 여레스 이직지 아니 다디네 가르치스나다 사고들이 다디네 하기 다변은 두개 꿀레가 세트네 세기 내들 세기 내를 아니다 아니 최종으로 써봐 아니 주변나 써봐 뉴진다다 나도 이 먹을 빼면 망고 film마다 방지 고야도 여러 가지도 상담을 해서 그렇지. 내 집안에 샵이 된다마게 와게 이 도신게 탈을 이제 되게 벌써 다 돼.
Where there are 5 principal deities at the heart center, elsewhere in the body there will be 1 or 2 deities, in some cases a bodhisattva with consort, and others a bodhisattva without consort, and so visualizing these will be easier. And the light rays emanating from his body are guardian spirits, such as yakshas and guyakas. Mundane gods serve as cushions under their feet. Emanated from the heart are rays, rays of light, and upon each ray is or are these guardian spirits such as yakshas and guyakas and the rest, and also at the border of the mandala, pictured in this way, are many lotus cushions. Excuse me for one moment.
Kamanchik nyasu chalo chila. 1 minute थोड़ा rest. 1 minute थोड़ा rest करो. 먼저 디조다 다다디 미버 지야 되기디 다당한도 셈 마콤바 땡기지 매바인다 아주 매버가 토네 아니 라메기 공감 계제디다 대다디 이 삼박에 셈베나라 매버 템보 제바이나 매버 템보지 전제 템바이나 아니 다티가 냠내 집에 그 고바 차탄 상기 열었어. 아니 제마가 좀 뭐바 제발 때는 제마 땡이지 섭소나 아니 다티게 뭐 냠내 집어야 되기. 아니 이 땡이지 땡이지 두발 때네 아니 다티다티 뭐 냠내 제 돼야 되거든. 되게 지오다는 좀제 돼야도 이거 갈라가고 이거 벌써 가지고 소진의 공부요 말에 초니네 아주기 거기 딱 윤대되기 때문에 가로지 막 홍보들 뭐버때 깔아 가볼 때 이내 대다 대인 삼도 막못 템버 막못 채는 아니 근데 소신 분들이 배에서 독을 해서
As things stand now, such a visualization is challenging. It's challenging because we haven't yet accomplished a complete aptitude in samadhi. And we are as yet unfamiliar with the possibility that comes with aptitude in samadhi. So we merely at this time visualize in this way the body of the Guru as these features that are thus. And then we concentrate on that conception of the body of the Guru, and with mindfulness and vigilance continue and extend the meditation. And to do so will in fact bring for us all of the rewards of reliance and petitioning the merit field, though at this stage it's a visualization and we haven't yet achieved a full aptitude in samadhi. It is yet an exercise, but we haven't achieved full samadhi yet. But when samadhi is achieved, then that which comes from an aptitude and adeptness in samadhi will come naturally, and the essence of the practice come naturally. Up until that point, because of a lack of sensitivity and familiarity with samadhi, we visualize it in this way and develop this conception of the body of the Guru. Nevertheless, this conception visualized thus will bring for us the rewards of reliance upon the merit field.
아니 제가 딱 접선 군도지 몰라야 딱 몰라 계획 규제 차상스 아니 텔라다마도 수수고 셈도네 이거 장 아니 다 거기 신비 모두다 아니 텔라테는 거기 산제다 장유선박에 친진들도 내다다 류라 고주 텔라텐 다르게 냠내 도시기 냠내 지수 어디 봐도 이런 게 부럽던데 뒤봐도 신발은 내셔서
Therefore, we have now introduced the merit field and the technique for petitioning the merit field and the benefits of the merit field, and the actuality of what the merit field is, what it entails, how it is the figure of the Guru, the person of the Guru, and within the body of the person of the Guru are found the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas arranged this way. And arranged this way, conceived of in this way, all refuges are complete in one unity in the person of the Guru. So that is all there presented as we have this merit field in this way. And we then visualize and exercise the meditation with these features. So this is an introduction, an introductory exposure to the merit field and the way in which the wisdom and love and power of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas is contained therein, how one supplicates it. And we will conclude this class here for today. And then in our Q&A, I hope that you'll be able to, through your questions and my response, we'll be able to clarify anything that isn't yet clear. That's my hope, and so we can use our time that way.
Just just like University today's talk, normally we have three kaya, Dharma kaya, Sangha kaya, and Nima kaya. Just like Yamadaka, Yamadaka is Nima kaya. In the heart of Yamadaka is Manshushri, Manshushri is the Bakai. In the heart of Manshushri is Siddhibahom. Siddhibahom is Dharma kaya. But when Rinpoche talk about when we about the marriage field, Lama Tsongkhapa is the heart of the Buddha Shakyamuni. The heart of Buddha Shakyamuni is Vajradhara. Heart of Vajradhara is Siddhibahom. Look like it says 4 kaya, right?
다 지당아도 이 추이 가르르리 구숨lab이로 구숨lab이래 아니 구숨디 시어샤네 디 아니 신제세디 아니 투규 아니 연바샤 아니 드네 디 가르 신제세기 투칼라 아니 잠바 양디 아니 롱주그 아니 시샤 데네 아니 잠바 양기 아니 투칼라 아니 이게 홍디 아니 쇼규디 아니 연바샤 온 아니 두스체네디 쿠숨디 따따 장가 겹겨로 야 데월라야 가라도 그래 디 아니 제정카바데 직제 제정카바기 토가라 아니 그 투봉 아니 닥자 톰바 아니 샤체 근데 투왕기 아니 토가라야 아니 가라도 그래 아니 더지 창시 아니 그샤 근데 더지 창기 아니 토가라야 아니 이게 훈디 아니 샤네 아니 그시 라보 통게도
단다 거기 단다 중국이 구순 전대 셔와 단다 디 구순 전대를 한 말. semba 숨직 젠스다 냠내지 당직 됐어. 구순다 배들에 카가들 말 이나야. 단다 냠내기 제원들 다 가르쳐서나 통화다 제름이제니디 담직 semba가 자이바. 담직 semba제. 다 롱구디 누가 롱구디 이시 semba제. 다 거기 홍디 띵이 semba. 추구 전대시로. 제단다 담직 semba 이시 semba 추구 전대시. 제단다 단다 저랑게 되는 더 사야는다. 제름이지 직수 동화 직수 롱구 직수 추구 직수에 좋았어. 다디는 당분이부터 아니 디나로 파탄스 also 담직스만 나타나서와 그 넘버 10 남아도 오직 우리 아니 그 담직스만 나갔다 also 담직스만 나갔다 도지 사디 20번 아니 띵이 선바디 무슨 속에나 당분이 제일 문제다 동안이 뭐지 찍어 봤어요 아니 또 도자지 어디를 저런 무슨 삼단계는 두 삼단 예 단단하고 냠랭이 차네 수수기 라마티 수수기 라마티 우체선 군주기 뭐매야 된다는 뭐들도 제 지도들 냠랭이 차네 시켜버려서
all right, yes, your question concerned with the 3 Buddha bodies is relevant. So for our purposes, to convey that the person of the Guru is the collection of all refuges in one, we employ the triple Vajra, rather the triple Sattva, as I've described it. Now, so the triple Sattva is useful in practice. Now, your correlation of each of these persons with a Buddha body, it works, but what you need to do is you need to, just as I outlined, recognize that Jetsongkhapa and the Buddha Shakyamuni at Jetsongkhapa's heart is the commitment being, the first of the 3 sattvas. And if you like to correlate with a Buddha body, which is fair, it's correlated with the supreme Nirmanakaya. Thus, two persons we've described. The third person of Vajradhara is the Sambhogakaya, if you'd like to make the correlation, and is the wisdom being. And that leaves the home at the heart center of Vajradhara, which is the Samadhi being, and you may correlate that with the Dharmakaya. This is the way to organize the conception of the Guru as the collection of all the refuges in one, and the practical means for furthering practice.
So that means Jetsongkhapa is combine the three kaya together.
Jetsongkhapati, and kusum, and chiktu, and dukenre.
number tatang sebarwa. Tada pena mazu samlo tandu zambata, tada mazu pena mazu semjengi, tada mazu tada mi 망고지 명시하기도 와. 명시해야 돼. 가르스나 톱적이 꾸디 추구로 와. 추구디 다버츠도 누구 된 거라고 와. 이 sem제는 마트 투야가시도 초고 추구 넘버 된 거라고 와. 다든지 구순기 남샤디 이제 탐해 봐라. 양수 라야 때문에지도라 라멘 넘버 돼 봐. 어쨌든 되게 sem제기 되지베를 매워지 냠랭이도 매워지네. 이게 되는 바도 보고 열었어. 지다 얘기 구순랑 상담을 두고 왔다. 저런 이제 구순 뛰어가 가르 상담을 드리러 와. 어디 되게서.
The aspect shown to ordinary perception is of great importance. If you choose to conceive of Jetsongkhapa as embodiment of all three kayas in one, you may do that. However, there is a gradation in aspect shown to ordinary perceiving disciples to be tamed that has determined the way in which four persons are presented. For you have in the Dharmakaya, an unconfigured Dharmakaya, the general, which takes on a particular aspect as Sambhogakaya, and takes on an even more deliberate aspect in the supreme Nirmanakaya, which is made available to the perception of ordinary disciples to be tamed, made available to disciples to be tamed in the person of the Buddha Shakyamuni, but even more particularly in the person of each of our spiritual mentors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any others with concerns?
Thank
you, Yeshua, for the teachings. Going back to the description of the Buddhas carrying out 12 enlightening activities, I was curious about how part of the visualization is to imagine them carrying out activities for the well-being of sentient beings. Do Buddhas help us in a direct way? I guess my question is about, I have a clear idea of how we look to the Buddhas as models for purifying our own karma and becoming Buddhas ourselves, but when they are carrying out activities for the well-being of sentient beings, are they actually directly helping us? Or is it that we're just imagining them as models?
Also, the Zebetine and Tuni, Drangirwa, and the Changu, the chick and the Chusuma, Chusunya, the chick. In a Mosu and the Karisa and the Simchingi, Mosu Drubia Yam, and the cup chick, Yorwa, the Gishiki Dinner song. That in Namgyun, Hikoyala, the Sangi Seridi, 상계 세르킨 된수기 아니 제버친레 쪼디 추승이디 아니 추승이 디레 아니 추승을 라테네 가서 아니 mikpetasa 아니 시르샤네 소소기 아니 레다 뇽몬데서 다예기 아니 mikpetasa 아니 딘데요와 이나야 아니 신신기 된 무슨 조비야 세리디 간데시기나 아니 간신나 남기는 상기된서 mikpetasa 아니 소고샤네 소소기 아니 레다 뇽몬 다예기 아니 mikpetasa 제 이네 무슨 조비야기 아니 심신기 된 무슨 좀 땅데 가르래.
산지 단가 산지기 산지고에 미유지 겨와 직세. 아니 산지 내가 저 가래스나 산지기 삼로타에 고가 저 가래스나 심지 동네를 껴베. 아하. 다 심지 동네를 껴세디 껴담 뭐여. 이네 다 껴담 하네 껴담 초도 주바디 그랬으나 산지기 대바텐 추스군 아니 교단이 다 대바탄 산지 심지는 된시쇼 탈투바디 탈투가 껴보고 있나 추스군 껴보고 알았어 이나야 내가 동네를 껴봐 망고요 알았어 산지기 제베나라 주바템바 망고요 산지기 제베나라 밀레 펜토와 망고요와 아들이 알았어 이나야 산지기 미소 심지 코에 동네를 들어가셔야 산지기 좀 내게 쪼들에 공부해야 나가나도 이 저걸 제발라 최송님만도 신나 갑자기 좀 두고 말했어 어디를 이제 알지
The objective of the Buddha and the activities of the Buddha are to protect sentient life from the sufferings experienced. And this is done in many ways. There are many ways that this may be achieved, but the supreme and ultimate means for protecting sentient beings from suffering is to propound the truth, to teach the truth. And this occurs through the teaching of the Buddha Dharma. This is the ultimate means for protecting sentient beings from suffering. However, there are all sorts of many temporary ways in which Buddhas alleviate suffering. Lots of particular ways that they alleviate suffering temporarily too. But the intent of the Buddha, the objective of the Buddha, is to thoroughly alleviate suffering, which can only happen on the basis of knowing the truth as it is.
근데 빠지나들요 산지기 심지기 전체 탈투바 제라 심지기 동행 산지기 도스 나벨레니 매와 소투야 답시요 말했을 직세 어야 산지기 심지기 동행 산지기 마치 추구라고 추는 다도야 되게요 말했어 어야 산지기 꿀 유베 고랑게 윤대되기 심지는 많이 년부터 제 지구 접치야요 되요 말했어 아 제가 다 탑기디 매와 인다 다 신바 카리어스나 주 송네 아니 콜 냠술렌 죽네 아니 냠네 체나네 수수그 티바타바 윤데 토바 강가타 탑시디 상쇼지 차되어와 제단타 산지기 제베나는 또 아니 산지기 다 송기 윤데 산지기 윤데나는 저도 좀 송기 윤데 이 나는 산지기 추 송바데 아니 심지기 더 탈지고 나 두고 유베다 제가 탈지바 차되어서
The manner in which the Buddha alleviates suffering ultimately is described in a famous verse which says that the Buddha cannot, with his hand, by merely waving his hand, alleviate suffering. The Buddha cannot use water to remove stains from sentient beings. The Buddha cannot give a gift of his own qualities of realization to another. So that leaves, if none of those are possible, that leaves only the teaching of the Dharma, the truth, which then a listener may choose to follow and to practice on their own, which will culminate for them in the final elimination of stains and suffering from their experience. In this way, then, the best of all methods for the alleviation of suffering is that which is conveyed through the quality of the Buddha's speech, namely the Buddha Dharma itself. So the ultimate method for the alleviation of suffering on behalf of sentient beings is the Buddha Dharma itself, as taught through the enlightened activity of the Buddha's speech.
It's somebody different cosmos, no? Yen Jell Tarbe Lam Tuikis, Taba Rama Yuba Shiver, Taba says the Negi cannot Taba Yuba, Yuba Suding, I think it is. In a Taba, the Tobi Kerang Lapoli or Mother Lapoli Maras, or this one yours, dual Nucina, or this one yours, Sedan, Mazuk to you on the page at Zamba, Mazuk, Sanju Samba to be Yaman Nandu, Yenda, Pamagi. Chambata, Gomeata, Chamba Gomeata, Suba Gomen, Lapilus, in the Suba Gomeata, Yamlendi, and the Canet Tokuresidu, round nearby Jingis and Tokurimado, to duty, round nearby Jingis and Tokurimado, Pamata Kings and Toya Yamara, or Tina Petido, Sanjiki, or the Tarbe Lamting, on the Tarbat and the Europe, Tobas and Tona Kevin, the Europe, the Lamting in a Toya, this and Jamba Machina. Also
in the Vinaya is found a verse in which the Buddha says, I have come by liberation from samsara. The means for achieving liberation from samsara, I can share with you as guidance, but the actual accomplishment for yourself of liberation is for you to decide. All that power is in your hands, none in mine. And this is found in the Vinaya. So this resembles the way in which we learn through the advice and guidance given to us by our parents and by our gurus, the value of patience and of love, but the actual event of showing patience and feeling love requires others apart from our parents and the guru, namely those who injure us, yet nevertheless receive from us our love and our patience. Oh, and so it is that the Buddha did say, the path to liberation I have shown to you, and I have described for you the rewards that come with liberation, but liberating yourself is for you.
Thank you, Vishnu. This is more of a technical question. I missed some of the names of, so when you were listing, because the spellings I wasn't sure of, so I missed some of the words with the sugatas of the body mandala, the 4 concerts. I missed one of the names also over there, so if you could please list those again. And then I think the pairings, as well as I think this was the list of 1, 2, 3. The 8. Those ones, and then the last one was the list of like Shiti Garba, Vajrapani, and Akasha Garba. I missed I think 6 through 8. So
계시기 다른 계시기 아니 플라이 첸 장주 선배 첸다 아니 용기 첸 아니 마보 아니 장 저기 비암제 아니 순수 아니 같이 제송 아니 제자 아니 양야르디 그래서 대세 나다 아니 소소기 юм다 아니 정주선바 게다 아니 소소기 юм 라서 버튼서 아니 갈치네 장게 개네 아니 칩 된서 아니 딱딱 아니 순지가 겨고
맞아. 간에 체에서 뭐 체에 간
다시 같이 아니
풍부가 어디가 풍부가 남에게 풍부가 답에게 답어들 산지 공가 여러 근데 산지 링아체 아니 산지 감시 답어들 유미시체 아니 다 남에게 다 나로
센덴서 베네 센덴서 양결선 소로지 공지다
다 당보디 빌라다 다데 산 풍부가 sunt 풍부가데 당보 산지 남만나세 아니 산지 여바메 아니 산지 미주바 아니 디올라 산지 렌지주네 아니 디올라 산지 디엔주바 뭔가 더 다방아 아니 유미시데 마마기 제마 마타고 제마 마마기 고가모 로마시제 아니 니네 디올라 계시 투로 제로 전주선바 뭐 전주선바 당보들라 디바 사이닝보 아니 사이닝보시 아니 가래
네네 도지 그래서 라나 도지
라나 도지 말라나
말다 감지 좋아 자나 도지
자나 도죠 자나 도지 다디오라 남게닝보지 아니 지대오 제레스제 잠배양제 아니 집안남세제 아니 잡아제 아니 구두 상보제 아니 도지망아들 이거 잘해야 계지도 계지만 두고 다봐도
So how is it that you missed some of them? Here they go as the correlates for the five purified aggregates and correlated in this way. Or rather, here let me just give you the names: Vairochana and Amitabha and Akshobhya and Ratnasambhava and Amoga Siddhi, with 4 consorts who are Mamaki, Pandaravasini, Lochana, and Tara. And then we have the 8 bodhisattvas who are Siddhigarbha, Vajrapani, Kashagarbha, Avalokiteshvara, Sarvanirvana Viskamban, Maitreya, Samantabhadra, Samantabhadra, Sarvanirvana Viskamban.
어떻게 잠주선 얘들은 신바디 자기와 다도지만 지도지만 나는 나도
And then
잠주선 두고 차를 용도 잘하죠. 어디 계제 두고 너도지만 다도지만 지도지만 로도지만 이런 주의도지만.
And then with each of the 6 of these bodhisattvas are the purified phenomena base. 6 of these are. And they have as their consorts the Rupa Vajras, the Rupa Vajras, the Shabda Vajras, the Kanda Vajras, the Rasa Vajras, and the Sparsha Vajras.
저 최초에다 판다르티 대여 용체는 고매하당 아니 거기에다 장주선부 또나 간다 간쪽을 미국에서 주잖아. 그냥 아주 강바치 라메기 구수디어로 와. 디 아니 강바치 보는 있으면 봤다. 아니 디 나라 강배 나라다 전부 개체를 먹을 때 배낭 아주 정화도지만은 마취 신의직 되는 니취 니의직 단다 기규직 아니 그게 진다 신의직 이제 망고도 되는 신 가지고 강바디나 배 개지 망고도 되나신 아니 아주 선제기 되지 두야 지도라 아니 권에 산제지 되어라니 자유선 받지 아니 어떻게 방하지 마고 아니 되게 라면 루 자신나 찾아내게 그 아니 라면 루디 배 하나마서 됐다 배 산제도 유선 받 담제기 배다 간다 배주 당사기 성한으로 지금 미국에는 냠는 식으로 해서
Of greatest importance then is to picture these principal deities with their consorts, including the bodhisattvas. The idea is to imagine the very body of the guru as a space like a congregation hall in which all of the most important principal actors are present, just as in this space we have the individual who sponsored the space, and we have the teacher and the students and the interpreter, all present. So all these principal actors in this space of the guru's body, they're arranged Buddhas with the bodhisattvas and the rest in such a way that the entirety of the body of the guru becomes this thing of utility, each one involved in the activities of carrying out the well-being of sentient life.
Oh yeah, that is it. My you're going to see I'm drink the shot. I have to drink that. La make cool yeah, Luigi Kedan Potter and Jima Yamlea wasn't that and the Susan Lulama go or queer to that. Rangi Lula queer the Rechena, the lady Yamlea has the number. Lamen Lula, and forget Pedro Jan, that was Sungu. What's that Luigi Masudan? Like Nenjo Gom, and I then you go and get him go with that Luigi Gomorwa. What did the good Pigana Stico go so that they meant chair and not drink the shy horse?
So again, once again, we have here described the design of the guru's own body as a mandala with these principal actors taking their station within it. And this is for the purpose of actual practice, because it will be the template that we apply to ourselves in our own generation of the body mandala in our own body. And so in the practice of deity yoga, in the practice of generation stage, this is the template that we apply to our very own body. And so we will conclude here for today and close with our recitation. Dembe rimba kunzan lambi jo nyene rupe dhyana nese rangi chechen dobe lambi ne shura tsebe chame tabdi rowe yinye mumba sejene yawe demba yuri zengi pechi demba linchen chogi majaba yabya nyamba gerwe chode Inje Chenmo Yedam Yemba Yi Pinde Terjen Silvar Jepa Seji Jave Menjun Jile Lamju Janju Lamgi Rende Ladu Nagi Yila Bende Jin Jave Sepa Rindu Yamgir Lamdan Rubin Dunjin Rujin Jin Gilgen Seji Meda Nimin Sera Kundo Jave Gaba Yi Landa Landa Chawa Magirchi
Ase Tiba Jala Chujboje, Chujin Kula Tiba Deise, Chujin Namdi Tatu Chochi Chin, Tashi Yasu, Chugun Jaju, Shi.
From my two collections, vast the space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, I am blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives. May I find the best of the paths of the complete teaching, and may I please all the Buddhas by practice. Using skillful means drawn from a strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the mind of all beings with the points of the paths as I have discerned them. May I hold with his teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have belonged to me. May I open the treasure of happiness to await all sentient beings. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time by following the complete graduated path to enlightenment and the wondrous virtuous conduct of Buddhas in their sons. May all human and non-human beings that eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent path never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path raised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may he always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere.
Dagi Jinye Sabe Gewade, Delan Ro Guna Pambenda, Kevara Jitun Losun Dapali, Dende Nipo Rindu Sejish, Pampe Rawe Kowe Jinkande, Dendan Devan Mandu Tere Zawan Dinti Yasui, Shabe Side Badu Dengi Chi. Lama Bawa Jitare Kemba Kundu Zampu Deyan Deshente Lela Kungi Jesu Daluchi Yewa Dida Tunje Radu Duzun Sheve Gyawa Tunje Ki Mawa Dhamma Tuku Mawa Dagi Gewe Zawan Digun Gyam Sambo Chuje Radu Mambu I dedicate whatever virtues I have ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings, the Venerable Muslim shine forever. In the land encircled by snowy mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful sinners who did the please remain until cyclic existence is ended. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication phrased as the best by the victorious thus gone ones of the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble bodhisattva's deeds. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Thank you. Hello, the weather is nice, and outside we have food and tea to enjoy together.
Tukchenang Yeshala, Tukchenang Shaila.